Well, good morning, church. It's so good to see you. And we're going to start off with some worship. So we just stand as we sing and declare that God has our battles for us and He's fighting them so that we don't have to. I see is the battle. You see my victory. When all I see is the mountain, you see a mountain move. And as I walk through the shadows, your love surrounds me. There's nothing to fear now, for I am safe with you. So when I fight, I'll fight on my knees, with my hands lifted high. Oh God, the battle belongs to you, and every fear I lay at your feet. I'll sing through the night. Oh God, the battle belongs to you. And if you are for me, who can be against me? For Jesus, there's nothing impossible for you. You see the beauty. When all I see is the cross, God, you see the empty tomb. So when I'll fight on my knees, with my hands lifted high. Oh God, the battle belongs to you. Almighty fortress, you go before us. Nothing can stand against the power of our God. You shine in the shadows, you win every battle. Nothing can stand against the power of our God. Almighty fortress, you go before us. Nothing can stand against the power of our God. You shine in the shadows, you win every battle. Nothing can stand against the power of our God. An almighty fortress, you go before us. Nothing can stand against the power of our God. You shine in the shadows, you win every battle. Nothing can stand against the power of our God. So when I fight, I'll fight on my knees, with my hands lifted high. Oh God, the battle belongs to you. Every fear I lay at your feet. I'll sing through the night. Oh God, the battle belongs to you. And oh God, the battle belongs to you. Amen. Go ahead and greet those that are around you.
got you. Got a rope, got a life jacket. Tie it on here. You ready?
Ready?
Oh, I got it this time.
Save me! Oh, thank you, Michelle. Thank you.
If you guys have any questions, you can ask Bethany or Michelle. Okay, Bethany's legitimately stuck right now.
That water had to be cold. So Vacation Bible School is just around the corner, and we are looking for a number of volunteers, both youth and adult. So if you can help out in any way, there's some sign up out in the fellowship hall, and you can contact or talk to Bethany or Michelle Caphart as well, and they would really appreciate your help. So Vacation Bible School for us is one of our big events for the year, one of our great ministries in our church. So if you can help in any way, it would truly be appreciated. Well, good morning. We welcome you to our service, and for those of you who are here, we're glad that you're here. For those that are joining us online, and we also want to welcome Heather and Essa. They're going to be sharing during our Moment for Missions time. So Pastor Larry Williams will be introducing them in just a moment. There's a number of announcements in your bulletin I want to draw your attention to real quickly. There is a children's ministry event coordinator position that is opening. So if you would like to apply for that, you can get the application in the church office. And if you have questions about that, you can contact Michelle Kephart. Also, Covenant Park Bible Camp, registrations are going on right now, but we also need the transportation forms. If you're planning on taking the church transportation, the van out to Covenant Park Bible Camp this summer, we need to have that information in to the church office. Also, we want to give our deepest sympathies to the Johnson family and the passing of Mary. And a celebration of life will be on Saturday, June 3rd at 1 p.m. So we just want to make you aware of that. Also, there's some information having to do with the service time changes that are coming up. The first Sunday in June, we're going to be switching our services to 9 a.m., one contemporary service, and then a traditional service at 10:30 a.m. Also, there's an announcement having to do with Lost and Found. So this time of the year, we do our spring cleaning. So there's lots of coats and clothes and mittens and hats and everything that get left in the closet spaces and then out in the foyer area. If you see it and know it's yours, please take it. If you like it, take it, because by the end of this week, we box it all up and give it to Goodwill, so kind of a deal. So those are most of our announcements. Today, we're going to be looking back in our sermon time to Isaiah, and unfortunately, Pastor Daryl Nelson is not able to be with us this morning. He was diagnosed with Lyme disease earlier this week and became quite incapacitated because of it. And he is rebounding. He is getting better, but he's just unable to be with us this morning. So before Larry comes and shares with us, let's just pause for a moment and just lift up our pastor for his healing. So would you join me? Father God, we just come to you right now, and we lift up our pastor, Pastor Daryl Nelson. And Lord, we pray that you will be with him as he recuperates and fights off these infections and all the results of it. God, we pray that you will just put your protective and healing hand upon him. And God, he spends so much of his time praying for us and shepherding us. And so we have now the opportunity to return the favor. So God, we lift him up to you and pray that you will heal him and allow him to be able to move, to be able to walk quickly and pain-free as well. So we lift him to you, and we pray this in our Savior, Jesus' name. Amen.
Well, good morning. Okay, it is on. Great, thank you. Well, I would like to introduce, let's stand up over here, guys. This is Esau and Heather Vega, and their daughter Zoe, who is 4 and very cool. And I met this lovely, well, they were a couple at the time, not a family yet, in Nicaragua when I was with a mission team from Hillcrest Covenant Church in Kansas City, and they were living in Nicaragua. And we're going to start now just showing you like a 1-minute video of a team that they led 2 weeks ago back in Nicaragua. First one in I think a long time in Nicaragua. And the sites that you'll be seeing, several of those were places where I was with them. So we're going to show the video, then I'll talk a bit with Esau, and these guys will be around between services. If you're very welcome to come and have a chat with them. Thanks. Let's roll the video.
What were some of the highlights of this trip?
I'm gonna say the beauty of the people as well as the place that we were in. They just like truly inspire you to be better about yourselves, as they have so little to give and so little to offer, but yet they want to give it all to you.
We hardly ever had a meal that was just our group. Like, they were always like super welcoming, and it was always like dinner was a feast.
We were able to create so much fun with so little, playing with the younger kids who just have this like precious joy for what life is.
It was just super easy to have fun with like all these kids. And going down, we all thought there was going to be this huge language barrier, and we're going to look like stupid Americans and stuff like that. But like after the first day, like you realize like it's super easy to build connections.
What were some of the highlights?
Well, Esau, you are from Nicaragua, right? And what I know, you might be interested in knowing, Esau was a member of the Nicaraguan national surf team in international competition. So when I met them, they had a surf ministry in Nicaragua and had a great time. So tell us about your involvement with Merge at this point, would you?
Good morning. My name is Esau. I'm originally from Nicaragua, and we can say that I'm a Nicaraguan missionary in the United States. We've been here in the United States for 5 years now, and we've been leading mission trips all around the country for the past 5 years. With Merge, we are like the Merge missionaries for United States, and we also oversee Central America. We have partners in Central America that work with Merge, and we oversee all mission trips going in Central America. And our job is to find a healthy partnership with ministries around the country and get them connected with churches and high school, universities, college, like whoever wants to go on a mission trip. Our job is to get them connected with local healthy ministry.
And my understanding is the reason that they're here this weekend is that this afternoon they'll be training our mission team that's going to South Dakota. In case some may not know, Merge is the short-term missions ministry of the Covenant Church. So these guys are actually Covenant missionaries serving with the Covenant. Esau, would you tell us why it is that I know you and Heather were loving your life in Nicaragua, having great ministry. Why is it that you came back, why you came to the U.S.?
So in 2018, we were in Nicaragua, and there was like a civil war that broke up in the country. And there were the Nicaraguan people against the government. And it was like, at that point, she was pregnant with Zoe, and for us, it was almost up to impossible to get her to a hospital. And so the Covenant Church, they were looking at what was happening in the country, and they asked us to leave for our safety. And so we left Nicaragua with the idea that we were gonna come back in 6 months. We were just gonna come to the US, have our baby, and go back to Nicaragua. But I mean, things kept getting worse in the country, and at the time they all asked us to help with mission trips here in the US, and so we start helping with trips, and then the person that was responsible for the U.S. stepped down, and so we kind of took the position. I mean, that's kind of like a summarize of everything that happened, but yeah.
Essentially got evacuated due to the troubles in the country. I have been actually on 2 mission trips with Heather and SAU. The first one was a youth trip from Hillcrest Covenant, I think 40 kids, and just did a great job with them. And then a year or so later, I took a team of, I think about 6 adults from Hillcrest down. I was the youngest member of the team, okay? So we had the old geezers out there picking and shoveling in the hard pan to put in foundations for outside stairway. But I don't say this lightly, I've been involved in short-term missions for many, many, many years. And this couple is the best coordinators and facilitators of mission trips that I have ever seen. The logistics were smooth. The project they had set up were great projects, and they really helped the people on the projects experience the local culture. And part of SIU being from Nicaragua was able to give a first-person view, not being filtered through an American telling them about Nicaraguans. So just do a wonderful job. I'm excited about them being engaged with our team. Now, they're not actually leading this team to South Dakota, but they have another Merge missionary who's going to do that. But just a wonderful couple and great ministers, have sacrificed a lot for this work. And so I would encourage you to, between services, get a chance to sit and get a bit more of their story. And let me just pray for you if I can. Father, we thank you this morning. I thank you this morning for Heather and SAU and Zoe, God, for your call on their life, for the way that they have trusted you and hung in during some difficult times, and Lord, for the way that you were using them in ministry. And Father, as you were expanding even new responsibilities for them with training Merge leaders around the world, God, that you would go before them, make the way straight. And I pray, Father, that you would meet their needs that they're facing these days, Father, and that you would show yourself strong on their behalf. And I pray these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Well, kids, we want to dismiss you for Mission Kids. The rest of us, let's stand as we continue in worship.
Of Jacob, whose love endures through generations. I know that you will keep your covenant. I'm calling on the God of Moses, the one who opened up the ocean. I need you to do the same thing for me. Oh God, my God, I need you. Oh God, my God, I need you now. How I need you now. Oh rock of ages, I'm standing on your faithfulness, on your faithfulness. I'm calling on the God of Mary, whose favor rests upon the lowly. I know with you all things are possible. I'm calling on the God of David, who made a shepherd boy courageous. I may not face Goliath, but I've got my own giants. Oh God, my God, I need you. Oh God, my God, I need you now. heard your children then, you hear your children now. You are the same God. You are the same God. You answered prayers back then. You will answer now. You are the same God. You are the same God. You were providing then. You are providing now. You are the same God. You are the same God. You moved in power then. God move in power now. You are the same God. You are the same God. You were a healer then. You are a healer now. You are the same God. You are the same God. You were a savior then. You are a savior now. You are the same God. You are the same God. Oh God, my God, I need you. Oh God, my God, I need you now. How I need you now. Oh rock of ages, I'm standing on your faithfulness. On your faithfulness. Oh God, my God, I need you. Oh God, my God, I need you now. How I need you now. Oh rock of ages, I'm standing on your faithfulness. On your faithfulness.
We all need God for different reasons. We're all in different seasons of our life. So we all need to cry out and say, I need you for different reasons. And maybe the person next to us. Let's cry out and say, God, we need you, our rock of ages. Let's sing this out one more time. Oh God, my God, I need you. Oh God, my God, I need you now. How I need you now. Oh rock of ages, I'm standing on your faithfulness. On your faithfulness. Will you pray with me? God, we just want to thank you for who you are, and we want to cry out, God, we need you. And we can fill in the blank for ourselves of why we need you, but God, we need you. We need you to be your faithful self, to come through, be who you are. God, we thank you that you have been the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow. And God, we need you to move. We need you to light up our darkness. We need you to come into our life and make a move, because when you speak, things will change. When you do something, things will change. And God, if you are for us, who can be against us? Thank you for who you are. Amen. Creation knows the voice that's spoken to the void. The breath that brought the dust to life and sang the stars to fall. The darkness fears your voice that drove it back before. And though the night is long, I know your light will drive it back once more. Sing this out, one word. One word from you. Things change on your authority. Your word, it's true. Things change on your authority. My fight is not my own. Its end is in your hand. I worship you because I know all things must bow to your command. One word from you, things change on your authority. Your word, it's true. Things change on your authority. Will heaven not prevail and struggles not be moved? Will spirits not be silenced and cower at his rule? For if my God is for me, then what have I to fear? And I will not deny him the glory that is his. Heaven will prevail, strongholds will be moved, spirits will be silenced and cower at his rule. I know my God is for me, so what have I to fear? For nothing will deny him the glory that is his. One word from you, things change on your authority. One word, it's true. Things change on your authority. One word from you, things change on your authority. Your word, it's true. Things change on your authority. Heaven will prevail, and strongholds will be moved. Spirits will be silenced and cower at his rule. I know my God is for me, so what have I to fear? For nothing will deny him the glory that is his.
Walking around these walls, I thought by now they'd fall, but you have never failed me yet. Waiting for change to come, knowing Your promise still stands. Great is your faithfulness, faithfulness. I'm still in your hands. This is my confidence. You never failed me yet. I know the night won't last. Your word will come to pass. My heart will sing your praise again. Jesus, you're still enough. Keep me within your love. My heart will sing your praise again. Your promise still stands. Great is your faithfulness, faithfulness. I'm still in your hands. This is my confidence. You never failed me yet. I've seen you move the mountains, and I believe I'll see you do it again. You made a way where there was no way, and I believe I'll see you do it again. I've seen you move the mountains, and I believe I'll see you do it again. You made a way where there was no way, and I believe I'll see you do it again. I'll see you do it again. Oh. Your promise still stands. Great is your faithfulness, faithfulness. I'm still in your hands. This is my confidence. You never failed me yet. You never failed me yet. I never will forget. You never failed me yet. I never will forget.
You may be seated. Our scripture reading today comes from Isaiah chapter 1, verse 17. That says, "Learn to do right, seek justice, defend the oppressed, take up the cause of the fatherless, plead the case of the widow." This is the word of the Lord. We're now going to go into a time of offering, and while we did have a moment for missions, this is not technically a Mission Sunday, but you can still give to missions. This is the greatness of technology, because if you go through the online option. It gives you options of, do you want to give general fund, missions, or whatever the other options are. My wife does checks, so she takes care of it, so I don't have to worry about it. But if there's many ways you can give, as you can see, and the boxes are in the back or in the atrium out there. So would you pray with me for our offering? So God, we just lift up our offering to you, and we thank you for the ways that you are moving and taking care of us, knowing that we can give and you will give right back to us because you are our provider and you are faithful in doing that. So God, we just thank you for who you are. Thank you for your son, Jesus, and what you've done through him. And God, we give you all the praise and glory that you are due. Amen.
Are you past the point of weary? Is your burden weighing heavy? Is it all too much to carry? Let me tell you about my Jesus. Do you feel that empty feeling? 'Cause shame's done all it's stealing, and you're desperate for some healing. Let me tell you about my Jesus. He makes a way where there ain't no way, rises up from an empty grave. Ain't no sinner that he can't save. Let me tell you about my Jesus. His love is strong and his grace is free. And the good news is I know that he can do for you what he's done for me. Let me tell you about my Jesus, and let my Jesus change your life. Hallelujah, 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 amen, amen. Who can wipe away the tears, broken dreams and wasted years, and tell the past to disappear? Oh, let me tell you about my Jesus, and all the wrong turns that you would go and undo if you could. Who can work it out for your good? Let me tell you about my Jesus. He makes a way where there ain't no way, rises up from an empty grave. Ain't no sinner that he can't save. Let me tell you about my Jesus. His love is strong and his grace is free. And the good news is I know that he can do for you what he's done for me. Let me tell you about my Jesus, and let my Jesus change your life. Hallelujah, 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 amen, amen, amen. Who would take my cross to Calvary, pay the price for all my guilty? Who would care that much about me? Let me tell you about my Jesus. Oh, he makes a way where there ain't no way, rises up from an empty grave. Ain't no sinner that he can't save. Let me tell you about my Jesus. His love is strong and his grace is free. And the good news is I know that he can do for you what he's done for me. Let me tell you about my Jesus. Let my Jesus change your life. Hallelujah, 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 amen, amen. Hallelujah, 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 and let my Jesus change your life.
Thank you, worship team. Well, this morning I want to talk a little bit about the character named Isaiah. A number of weeks ago, Pastor Darrell introduced us to this gentleman. And if you remember, Isaiah is often reviewed as one of the greatest Hebrew prophets. The New Testament contains more of his prophecies connected to Jesus of Nazareth than any other Old Testament book. In fact, there are almost 100 citations and some 500 allusions making Isaiah the most frequently referenced single work in the New Testament. The 66 chapters of Isaiah make it one of the longest books in the Bible. But very little is known of Isaiah's personal life, other than that he was a father to 2 sons, and his wife is simply known as the prophetess, mentioned in Isaiah 8, verse 3. So the prophetic ministry was a husband and wife deal. And being a prophet was a really big deal. So I want to talk to you this morning about what is at the heart of a prophet. So let me start with this question. If you think about the basic human emotions, joy and sadness and comfort and anger, tell me, which emotion do you think most often characterizes the prophets in the Old Testament? I don't know about you, but most of the time, to me, they seem just cranky, honestly. Just really cranky folks. Let me give you some examples. This is from Amos, chapter 4, verse 1. Amos says, "Hear this word, you cows of Bashan, who oppress the poor and crush the needy." It's just a little over the top. And then Isaiah himself in Isaiah 1:13, "Stop bringing me meaningless offerings. Your incense is detestable to me. I can't even bear your evil assemblies," he goes on and says. Now, not only did they use these angry words, prophets often resorted to kind of shock tactics that look downright bizarre. Hosea marries a prostitute to show how unfaithful the Israelites have become. Ezekiel eats food cooked over excrement to show how defiled God's people have become. Jeremiah digs up filthy buried undergarments and wears them outside so everybody can see how repellent their behavior has become to God. And Isaiah himself walks around barefoot and naked for 3 years as an object lessons. You know, the prophets are filled with this kind of stuff. And to be honest with you, most of us think it's weird and we don't like it. We like happy books. We like happy little letters. So why in the world read the prophets? Well, for one thing, we do it because they are in the Bible. It would not be a good thing to have Isaiah walk up to you someday and say, "How did you like my book?" And then for you to say, "Well, you know, I didn't actually read it. You know, it kind of gets lost in the middle there, and it's a bit, depressing and a little whiny at times." But more than that, there is a really good reason to read the prophets and to understand why they are so angry at times. There is a reason why we, maybe more than any Christians in any other era, need to regularly sit under the words of Isaiah. So I'll try to explain to you why. Imagine you're listening to somebody sing, and they're singing off key and really loud. Some of you may have recently had that experience. Now, if you're musically insensitive, if you have a 10-year, that doesn't bother you very much. If you have a 10-year and the singer is your grandchild, you'll even think it just sounds really beautiful, pleasurable. But if you're musically sensitive, if you have perfect pitch, it's a different story to you. You know what the song should be and could be, and you know how far it's off. And so you look at a 10-eared person. How can you listen to that? It's just wrong, okay? And it's just painful to you. You're in agony. Now imagine listening to that horrible sound minute after minute, hour after hour, day after day, year after year. When we read the prophets and think, what in the world is their problem? What are they getting so heated up about? Society's not so bad. Generally, we're still doing okay. There is violence in the world, and it's regrettable. But you know what? As long as it doesn't touch my life, I'd prefer not to think about it much. Certainly, violence couldn't be connected to my own anger and my hostility or my indifference or my lack of love. Cheating's another example. I know it's not ideal, but it goes on every single day in business. Pick up a newspaper, turn on the news, all over social media. It's just the way things are. Same thing goes for poverty and disease. 1,000 children are born with HIV every day in sub-Saharan Africa. It is now the leading cause of death. But we think, well, they're not my children. Maybe they did something to deserve it. And so what if the poor sometimes get the shaft? Where is it any different in the world? Why get carried away with it? Somebody shaves the truth a little for profit. Somebody ignores the poor. Somebody gets a little wrapped up in their own comfort, a little careless about remembering those in need. And man, the prophets act like the world is falling apart. But you know, Jesus, who the scriptures say was also a prophet, insists that everybody, or anytime someone is in prison and doesn't get visited, every time somebody's hungry and doesn't get fed, every time somebody's naked and doesn't get clothed, he is the one who suffers. Jesus suffers. So what's the big deal, we think? What is Isaiah and his wife getting all heated up about? Well, let me try to explain a little bit about the big deal here. You see, the prophets were given a heavy burden of looking at our world and seeing what God sees, and knowing what God knows, and feeling what God feels, and it crushed them. They saw rich people trying to get richer, looking the other way while poor people died, and they just assumed God was pleased with their lives and the world was getting along pretty well. But the events that horrified and appalled and broke and crushed the prophets are now everyday occurrences in our world. And we don't want to know. We don't want to see. We don't want anybody to tell us about human misery and injustice. And we just get used to it. Just like we get used to the watch on our wrist, little projects not being completed around on our home, it just becomes a normal way of life. But the prophets, they notice. And that was their gift. That was also their burden. The prophets noticed. Abraham Heschel, one of the great students of prophets in the 20th century, said, "The prophet is one who feels fiercely. God has thrust a burden upon his soul, and he has bowed and stunned at man's fierce greed. Prophecy is the voice of God has lent to the silent agony. God is raging in the prophet's words." God is raging in the prophet's words. The prophets really do speak for God, and they see what God sees, and they speak what God feels. So how do we respond to Isaiah? What should we do? Should we be just paralyzed by the immensity of injustice in this world? Should we just sit around doing nothing and just feeling intense guilt because of our complicity maybe in it? Well, Isaiah has an idea for us. This is found in Isaiah 1, verse 17. He sums up the response God is looking for. And if you grasp this, you will grasp the truth, the heart of Isaiah and his wife. This is Isaiah 1:17. Learn to do right. Seek justice. Defend the oppressed. Take up the cause of the fatherless. Plead the case of the widow. Isaiah highlights two things that every one of us can do. And he starts with something really simple. Just learn to do right. Literally, just do good. Just do good. You know, sometimes we make the Christian life so complicated. And sometimes we got to be reminded this week, just do good. Just do good. You know, in a town called Paradise, California, there lived a young man named John Gilbert. When he was 5 years old, John was diagnosed with Duchenne's muscular dystrophy. It's a genetic, progressive, and very cruel. And he was told it would eventually destroy every muscle in his body and ultimately took his life. Every year, John lost something. One year, it was his ability to run. The next year, he could no longer walk straight. And when he couldn't do anything else, he could just operate a mouse. That's all he could do. And he wrote an unbelievable manuscript of his life, 90 pages long, great read. And he writes that junior high was probably the hardest era of his life. It is almost for everybody. I think it was Tony Campolo once said that Roman Catholic theology is right. There really is such thing as a purgatory, and it's junior high. Right? And it was worse for John, though. He's bullied, humiliated, to the point that he didn't want to go to school anymore. No one ever stood up for him, maybe because they were afraid themselves, afraid to do good and seek justice. But there were other moments in his life where kindness shone through. One year when he was just a child, he was named the ambassador for muscular dystrophy, and he and his mother were ushered into a private meeting with the governor of California in Sacramento. And the governor took a large glass jar of candy and told John, just dig in, just dig in. And John looked at his mom and she said, well, just take one piece. And the governor said, I'm the governor. John, just do what I tell you. And he just reached in and grabbed and stuffed his pockets full of candy. And later that night, the NFL sponsored a fundraising auction dinner at which John was a guest. And players let him hold their huge Super Bowl rings, which slid down to his wrist. And when the auction began, one item especially caught his attention. It was a basketball that was signed by all the players of the Sacramento Kings NBA team. And John got a little carried away about that because when that ball was being bid for, he would constantly raise his hand. And as soon as it went up, his mom would snap at him and flag it down. He wrote, astronauts never felt as many G's as my wrist did that night. Bidding for that basketball went to an astounding amount for an item that was not the most valuable treasure on the docket. And eventually, one man named a figure that shocked the whole room. Nobody could beat it. Nobody could match it. And the guy went to the front, collected his prize, but instead of returning to his seat, the man walked across the room and he placed the basketball in John's hands, Thin's hands, the boy who had admired it so intently. He put it in hands that would never dribble it down a court, never throw it to a teammate, never fire it for a three-point range. And everyone's heart just melted. Because somebody just did good. You have so much health and time. You have today. You have more resources than you know how to consume. Have you bought a basketball for somebody else lately? Do you love goodness? Folks, you can learn to do right. And Isaiah then says, seek justice. Just think for a moment about how mad you get when somebody treats you unfairly. You know, every one of us in this room can tell stories of injustice, and our blood will just boil real quickly. And God is telling you through Isaiah to get at least as energized about someone else being the victim of injustice as you were. In particular, be concerned about injustice to those who you might be inclined to overlook. Isaiah tells us the oppressed, the fatherless, the widow, those on the margin of society. You see, we live in a world where injustice, large and small, goes on every single day, everywhere. And Isaiah says, seek justice. Be an agent of justice. And you might be thinking, well, I can't correct all the injustice of the world. But you know what? You can do something. I can notice. I can read. I can study. I can be thoughtful about what's going on in this world. I can pay attention to which governments and companies are being just and which are not. I can pray. We all can pray. I can ask God to help me treat others fairly. I can at least have the courage to stand up for people who are getting treated unfairly in my little world, in my school, in my office, in my neighborhood. I, who have been given so much more than I need. You know, one of the biggest needs that our community has been asking for is for more storage units. Think about that for a moment. As Americans, we have so much stuff, we don't even have places to put it. We have so much more than any of us deserve. And I can give some of what I have to others who have no food, no home, no hope, to simply seek justice. And Isaiah wants us to learn to do right and to seek justice. But all of that must be done in the Spirit of God. In Isaiah chapter 6, verse 1, this wonderful passage that Pastor walked us through just a couple weeks ago. Isaiah writes this, I saw the Lord, Yahweh, high and exalted, seated on a throne, and the train of his robe filled the temple. You kind of think of the ceremony that just happened with King Charles over in England, and his robe that was really long, and he had to have attendants to carry with him. That is nothing compared to God's. And above him were seraphim, each with 6 wings. With 2 wings they covered their faces, with 2 they covered their feet, and with 2 they were flying. And they were calling to one another, Holy, holy, holy is Yahweh Almighty. The whole earth is full of his glory. And at the sound of their voices, the doorposts and the thresholds shook, and the temple was filled with smoke. Woe to me, I cried. I am ruined, for I am a man of unclean lips, and I live among a people of unclean lips, and my eyes have seen the King, the Lord Almighty. I think Isaiah reminds us that it is hard to work to be a prophet and not get self-righteous about it. You ever notice this? Ever see somebody who loves to just go around and correcting and judging other people? Somebody who thinks they can determine who's spiritual and who's not spiritual. There's a kind of person who just loves to do that, who loves to pass judgment in a spirit of arrogant superiority. You know, there is a very important theological distinction between being a prophet and being a jerk. And what burns most deeply in the heart of a true prophet is not anger, it's love. And a true prophet remembers that she or he is one of the sinful people who messed up this world. So they walk humbly. So can you imagine what would happen if we made it our focus this week in our lives to simply do what is good, seek justice, walk humbly? We can all do that. Let's pray. Father God, thank you for being a God of righteousness and a God of justice. God, help each and every one of us to live rightly, to see people as you see them, to feel what is going on around us as you feel it, to hear what you hear. God, help us to be pulled out of our own little circles and to see others, notice others. God, help us to be people of character who grow in doing good, seeking justice, walking humbly. God, we need your help in that. We don't do it in our own strength. We don't do it for our own name. We do it for you, King of the universe, Lord Almighty. Pray this in your Son's name, Jesus' name. Amen.
stand and respond.
My foes are many, they rise against me, but I will hold my ground. I will not fear the war, I will not fear the storm. My help is on the way, my help is on the way. Oh my God, He will not delay, my refuge and strength always. I will not fear, His promise is true, my God will come through always, always. Troubles surround me, chaos abounding, my soul will rest in you. I will not fear the war, I will not fear the storm. My help is on the way, my help is on the way. Oh my God, He will not delay, my refuge and strength always. I will not fear, His promise is true, my God will come through always, always. I lift my eyes up, my help comes from the Lord. I lift my eyes up, my help comes from the Lord. I lift my eyes up, my help comes from the Lord. I lift my eyes up, my help comes from the Lord. From you, Lord, from you, Lord. Oh my God, He will not delay, my refuge and strength always. I will not fear, His promise is true, my God will come through always. Oh my God, He will not delay, my refuge and strength always. I will not fear, His promise is true, my God will come through always, always. Oh my God, He will not delay, my refuge and strength always, always.
As you go today, may you go in the grace and the love of our Lord Jesus Christ. God bless you. Go in peace.